Welcome back, everybody, to the third episode of the Tales of Rumhyek. While you guys been lounging in your comfy chairs, I've been hard at work chopping down these trees behind me for today's episode. That's right, you slacker. Yeah, I can't believe you would do that to me. You wouldn't even get on here and help me out. I got a little rant before today's episode starts. That whole trader villager, whatever they call it, wandering villager. I was all excited about him. I was like, oh yeah, when I see the next one, I'm going to capture that guy, put him in a hole, hopefully use him later. No, guess what? They despawn. That's right. They despawn. So then I was like, wow, I'll name tag that sucker, put him in a hole, and then he shouldn't despawn. Well, name tags, ignore that. Also despawn. So that left me with, well, we got the trader llamas. They got that spit ability. That's really cool. We should use them. So I built this cool little pin. Learned that you could breed them up. Yeah, you can breed them up. That's really cool. But, critical lesson, guys, listen to this. Make sure you build your pins at least 2 blocks tall. That's right. Because these trader llamas, well, they like to pick a fight. With a zombie, probably lots of zombies. They're probably like, you can't get me behind this fence. And well, they have horrible aim too, because they probably hit that stupid creeper, which then blew this big hole in the ground, which then, guess what happened? The zombies are like, I can eat you now. Yeah, so they all died. All my trader llamas, they're dead. Rip. Except for those few up there. You gotta love AFK because they disappear all over the place. They're like the skeleton chaps of like, what was that, 1.9 or something? Anyway, that's enough rambling. Let's focus on today. So today, we're going to get that block palette for Black Ridge Pool done. We're going to build some buildings for Black Ridge Pool. We're going to get the structure down for Black Ridge Pool. Oh, we're going to get as much done with Black Ridge Pool as I can get done. In one episode, that is. Several painstaking llama hours later. Good thing I have OP armor. There's a lava pocket right here, and I walked straight into it. We've made it a total of 50 blocks, and we've already lost, what, 2 llamas? Yeah, and that llama lost all its stuff. Whatever it had. Why would that be... Again, thank you, armor. Well, I think we're going to go ahead and just scrap them for now, and maybe one day we'll bring one of them with us. I can't even bring him anymore because I lost my lead. The one lead I had, oh. Look at this. This is what I got to deal with here. Alright, so let me get my horse and we'll just ride on to the sunset. And of course, the one llama that died in the burning fire was the one holding all the oak, my least favorite to mine. So we finally made it back. Oh, that only took like 3 days on horseback. I'll have to carve out a path. I really need to get an elytra, so that way we can just fly right over. Probably would be a good idea to build another tunnel potentially. Okay, so let's pillar up here and start discussing. I took a screenshot of where I think Black Ridge Pool is going to be, and you can imagine it kind of right here. I'm going to go down all the way around. There's our beautiful mine. It's going to be over here. So there's Black Ridge Pool. Alright, so we don't want it to be a big city because these poor people, well, they don't deserve the finer things of life. Yeah, and so why make the city big when it's really not a city? It's a little town. Little podunk town in the middle of nowhere with a big city above it. It's kind of weird. Anyway, so where we're going to start. Our first scene is going to be in the market, and I want to put the market in kind of a centralized location. So we're going to just imagine this being our market. So scene 1. And in scene 1, it's going to be angled here. Now the purpose of scene 1 is going to be to introduce the world, kind of put some background context to the world, and we're going to use like common folk to do it, not even Rumhyek. Alright, and so that's going to be scene 1. Now I want to point out that the topographical nature of the town Um, Imagine this is the market, and I want to build the rest of the town kind of up on a slant. So if we have buildings, they go up like this, and what that'll allow us to do is to have, like, let's say we have a camera here, we can see more buildings in the same shot than versus if we had them all in a line. So anyway, which means basically that our market is going to be the lowest spot. So that means I'm going to make sure that it has dirt. It's going to be a dirt, muddy, nasty floor where they sell awesome, amazing stuff like, fish. Probably, I assume, coal, since it's a mine. Anyway, and then that leads us to our second scene, which will be Rumhyk's house. And so that's going to be somewhere over here. Again, I don't know how big we're going to make it. Rumhyk's house. So this is scene 2. And we're going to transition it from scene 1 to scene 2 in kind of a swoosh over. So it's going to fly over the buildings into Rumhyk's house. And that's where we're going to meet Rumhyk for the first time. And see how awesome of not a loser, probably is a loser that nobody cares about. But yeah, so there's scene 2. We're going to learn about Rumhyk, and we're going to find that he's probably late to work or something like that. And then that leads us to scene 3, which will be him going to work. And that'll happen somewhere right about here, where the camera angle is pointing towards the forest. We're going to have in this scene a guard tower, and we're going to spruce up this forest with oak, not spruce, because it's already spruce, to match more of the trees that are going to be in the main Black Ritual. So this scene is purely for comedical. What kind of word is that? Comedic value. There we go. I assume that's a real word. Anyway, that's what we're going to do here. Then this whole thing here, we're going to build it up. We don't want any of this. So this will be this wall here. It's going to mesh with this, and you're not even going to notice there. Though we might not have to do it in this episode. So then that leads us to this is our third scene, and then that leads us to a fourth scene, which is in the mines, or outside the mines. So we're going to build the mines up kind of right here. Kind of imagine, kind of curves around. It's a big cliff side, and we're going to have 2 entrances into this mines. Right there. And the top entrance, that's where the workers go in. So there's going to be a table here with all their pickaxes and stuff. We'll have some catwalk going inside here. Whereas this entrance is going to be more of an exit for mine carts and the various coal resources that are gathered out of here. So imagine there's going to be kind of inside the mine, this kind of workbench area where you drop off your stuff. It gets loaded here. And it goes to the company building. Big old HQ. HQ, man. Yeah, I drew that really pretty. I'm proud of myself. So fourth scene will be here. Him gearing up and going into the mine. Fifth scene, which will be wherever we want it to be, will be in the mine. Yes, mine. It's a happy place. That's going to go as time goes. And then the fifth scene, or the sixth scene, him going out, maybe lunch, maybe afterward. I think it's going to be around lunch. Maybe he sneaks out for a break because, he's lazy or something. But we're going to have it right up here on this top on top of the cliffs. And so we'll have to build up some kind of walkway so you could see it when you're coming in for this scene. But we're not going to actually show him walking up the scene. We're going to just cut straight to here where he's going to lunch. And so this is the first scene we're going to really bring in Lightcrest. And so Lightcrest is going to be basically jutting out like this over Black Ritual. Now, I'm not actually going to build Lightcrest over Black Ritual. It's going to be built somewhere down this way out of the camera, and we're going to green screen it in. We're doing that because I want to make sure that the market and all of this area isn't covered in a nasty shadow like Minecraft does unnecessarily. But this will allow us to keep that without having that nasty shadow. But anyway, so this scene 6, is where we learned a little bit more about Rumhyk, about his dreams, about getting out of this town, stuff like that. There's going to be some humor built into this one as well. And again, light crest. So then once we go from this scene, he'll go back to work. And that is, it'll show him coming back in here. Not 5. I saw 5 over there. Come on now. 7. And I'll again back in the mines where we will end out the episode for the first episode. All right. So what do we need to do to actually get this done? That's a good question. I don't know the answer. No, I do know the answer. So we're going to need to build out for sure the market. We're going to have to build this out. We're going to have to build this section right here of the town. Whatever that looks like. Maybe we have tavern here. Maybe we put a church here or something. I think we need to put a big building over here, and I'll explain that in a second. But so we're going to have to build this out. We're going to have to build out the forest here and this tower. Then we're going to have to build out the mine section along with this tree. Whatever is in the mine. It's going to be relatively simple though. And once we're here, okay, well, obviously Light Crest. Gonna have to build the bottom of Light Crest. We're not even gonna see the top of Light Crest. There might be a scene if I don't feel like that's good enough. It'll be scene 6.5 where we see like a kind of like a dream state for Rumhyek where he's actually in Light Crest. But we'll see if we need that. I'll determine that once we start recording. And then the one other thing, because this is going to be kind of a pesky scene, because it's up on a cliff and looking off, we're going to at least have to build out some kind of roof structures. Little steeple houses, because they have steeples for some reason. Anyway, and then what we might be able to do to get away with seeing less. So again, you're going to see this side really well. This side will be angled downwards, so you'll only see really this part. A little less of this one, a little less of this one, all the way to the market. And hopefully we can get the angle good. So maybe we'll build right here, the church or the tavern or the inn, and a big building. So it kind of obstructs most of the view here. And then, yeah. So I think that covers pretty much everything. What I want to do next is actually go into a creative test world, build out a block palette for Black Ridge Pool. Maybe some example buildings so that way I know what I'm doing when we actually go in to laying it out. And yeah, let's get into that. Okay, welcome back to a creative test world where I've already built out the block palette for Black Ridge Pool. I'm going to start off by saying that these blocks are way too happy. Okay, I did try some other blocks, but it's just way too saturated. So we're gonna take these. We're going to desaturate them in a resource pack just for Black Ridge Pool because we can't have them being happy. We need them to be desperate and sad and just looking up into the sky and going, oh, I want to live in Light Crest. Yeah, we can't have that. All right, so I built this block palette where basically it shows here's what's going to go under the water, our walkways, side of the buildings, the most hideous block ever, but hey, it's there. And then our roofs. So let's jump straight into what we're going to do for under the water. All right, so I don't have any custom trees, but imagine this willow tree right here with the roots going into it. And so we're gonna do a lot of podzol. We're gonna do a lot of coarse dirt, a lot of rock structures. On the embankment, we're gonna focus on path blocks. Again, the whole goal is to make this place look muddy, nasty. Hopefully, we can record when it's constantly raining. So we might use bamboo, probably not. It's I'm thinking far off into the background maybe, along with the trees and in a forest, but not in this situation. So I hope I can make it where it doesn't grow that high. We can't have things nice. Just look at this color. It's too pretty. Bad bamboo. All right, so right above the water level, we're gonna have our walkways. These walkways are going to be how they're going to get around in the town. It doesn't have to be this big. It might be, we might shrink it a little bit, but this is my example. Now I do want to make sure that we don't make Black Ridge Pool to look like a flimsy, gonna get blown away in a hurricane, tornado type thing. So I made sure this is structurally sound. Doesn't look like it's made of junk, even though, well, nobody likes living here. Again, gloomy, but not junky. Alright, so on to the cookie cutter house. So this is going to be kind of my template. As you see, it's very common, swampy villages, slope roofs so the water rolls off into the water. Imagine this being water. Got you like fancy window, less fancy window, very much common window. Here's some vines, some leaves, gonna cover this place up, make it all grungy. We're gonna texture with basically spruce and then mix in some oak logs. You're gonna use lanterns for lights. Nobody uses torches anymore because this is 1.14. Come on, everybody, 1.14. Yeah, I'm actually really excited that I get all these fancy stuff. On the inside, we're going to bring the block palette colors up. I haven't really done much interior decorating because most of the buildings are going to be empty because none of the scenes really go in them except for one, which we'll show you in a second. But brighten it up. Yeah, outside we'll put some furniture. We'll probably have some villagers sitting out here going meh, meh, as you walk by in the video with a glass pane stuck in his head so he doesn't move. Yeah, very humane. That's what we do around here. Alright, so if we need a bigger building, these are the kind of the jut outs that I kind of designed. Same, texturing. Just kind of imagine a second story building. Maybe the inn, maybe the tavern where, I don't know, we get in a bar fight. I don't think there's any bar fights planned, but I never know. You guys might just, we need a bar fight, guys. We need a bar fight. But who knows? Anyway, so maybe we'll have a church, steeple. Imagine those windows on like a church building. Anyway, I'm super excited. I hope you're super excited. Let's jump back into the survival world where we can actually build things that matter and start laying out some foundation locations for different buildings, maybe the mine, all that stuff. Oh, let's get in. All right, back in the game. So I went ahead and I've marked out, based on our earlier blueprints, where things are going to go. So let's take some more look around. So right in front of us, right here in the middle, that's kind of where the market's going to go. It's not going to necessarily be circular, but the point is, it gets this across that basically that's where it's at. And each where these campsites are is kind of my rough idea where we're going to have the scene shot. So imagine the camera being this way and we're looking up slightly. And right back over there, we have basically, there's space for one building, then another row of buildings, and then right behind here, this is going to be where Rumhyk's house is. So again, back over here, we're taking the shot. You should be able to barely see Rumhyk's house from in between different buildings. That's the goal. So then we'll zoom up and go into here. This is where we'll have that second scene, and then it'll cut to the third scene. As I said, it's looking down to the forest with roughly where our tower is, rough locations. And then we'll jump to the fourth scene, way over here. Here's where our imaginary cliff sides are, where the mine is. And here's where we'll be gathering our stuff, going up into the mine. Fifth scene somewhere in the mine. And then here's where we'll have that little kind of walkway up. I'm going to probably keep the same height, maybe add a little bit of height to this side to match more of that. And here's our sixth scene where he's looking up. So again, it's very important to, let's guess that we're going to be about this high. So you can see how you can see a lot of the town, but he'll be looking more like this. And so we'll have a big building in the middle. We'll be able to see the market. You might even be able to see his house. So the light crest right up in the middle. It's going to be glorious. Then back down to there, back in there. And yeah, oh, and here's the kind of the HQ building. So we're going to see the minecart coming in. Well, unfortunately, that's all I have time for today. Between resource gathering and llama wrangling, I wasn't able to build the building I wanted to build in Black Ridge Pool. We could save that for next time, though. Foolishly, I think that I should be able to do this in survival. Oh boy, I'm probably in for a long haul, and so maybe we should focus on building out our main base and get our wings, the shulker boxes, maybe a beacon or two, so that I don't have to I'll go on an epic journey just to get over here. This is ridiculous. So either next time, work towards going to the end, fight the dragon, get us some wings, and if we're lucky, maybe start that satellite base right over there in the HQ. I think that's where a good spot, the company HQ that we saw in the previous clips. Well, if you've been enjoying this series, please give me a like and subscribe. And this has been Rumhyek. Goodbye. Headshot.